So this is my inspiration for the set of eggs that I'm going to be doing today. I really like the negative space that's there. We still want to see the egg through. So I'm starting with a paint pen. All my paint pens and supplies are from Kmart today, the Anko brand. The only thing about using this paint pen is that the egg does have a little bit of texture on it, but I'm sure that's not a big deal. So after I painted my shape, I just got my blue tack out so that it could set a little bit. And while it was setting, I separated a napkin. So you separate the back paper off it, and then it looks nicer when you glue it down. And then I started cutting out the motifs. Now one of the motifs you'll see is a fern, and it's too big. So I just put that aside, that one on top there. That is way too big. So I just cut out all the little things that I could see. But I did discover later on, when I was cutting out some more shapes, that a fern is a fractal. So every leaf is a miniature of the large fern. So later on, and for my next eggs, I've cut out small pieces of the fern. So it's a little miniature. So now I've just put some PVA glue into a bottle cap, and I'm gluing on top of the egg, putting the napkin down, and then smoothing it over. This is sort of my practice egg. I made a hole that's a little bit too big in this egg, so if I want to keep it and sell it, I can, but otherwise I can just save it as a practice one. And I just put that straight line, that cut line, up against the shape, the paint shape, and then I found the same fern, and I just made that symmetrical on the other side, but upside down. Later on, I discovered that you can cut little slits into your paper to make it sit down a bit nicer. The images look nicer where the napkin hasn't wrinkled, and on this egg it's wrinkled a little bit. But that's why we do a practice egg, so we can really experiment, see what's good techniques, all that sort of thing. I do get a little bit excited here, and I put too many things on, and see, any straight edges I'm just putting up against our shape, but I put too many things on there, and then it's a little bit hard to dry because there's so much glue all over it. So you definitely need to take a few days to make these eggs, but yeah, they're a little bit addictive, but we've got 6 to do, so you know, you can just do little bits on each one. Unfortunately, with my storage issues, I have to finish one whole egg, upload the video, and then delete the footage. But if you're making these at home or to sell, I would definitely work on the set of 6 all at the same time. So do the shapes on all of the 6, and then do all of the motifs, and then you're going to see what we're going to do later, but I don't want to give it away just yet. So now I'm just filling in some spaces with any smaller motifs. You're also got to be so careful not to overdo it as well, like that's another danger. But as I said, I really like negative space, so I want to make sure that some of the egg is showing through because it's really cute and speckled and brown. So you can see, like, I put glue almost all the way to the back. So then I had to prop it up in my cup like this. I put it on the end of one of the dotting tools. That was Lucy waving to the camera. So I went away, I let that dry. And then on the back here, I've just got a really beautiful fern motif that's going to fit right back there. It's a complete one. So yes, I should have cut a couple of slits in here, but it did glue down really nicely. So, oh, there we go, I am. There you go, you'll see how this glues down a little bit better. And then at least it's the brown overlapping and not the leaf motif overlapping. And it's also a lot less wrinkled. So yes, I love that motif, it's so pretty. This is my favorite napkin to make all different things. So we just did one thing, and then, well, a couple of things. Actually, this one I regret doing because I put it too far over this other fern motif, but it did match the other side. See how there's like a gap there where it was straight? So I was trying to hide that, and then it turned out a little bit wrinkly, but like it looks fine. It's totally fine. And then we got a little baby leaf just to go over. I accidentally cracked this egg while I was blowing it out. So here's a few days later. that I've come back, and we're just going to decorate our shape, and we're going to put something inside the shape so it looks really pretty. I'm using a white paint pen. I was going back and forth whether I should use gold to do this, but this is like an accent and I wanted it to stand out, so we went with a white paint pen. However, the paint pen was giving me grief with the paint not flowing very well, so I think I might even do this stage with white paint and the dotting tool. You can do the same thing and I think it would just come out better. So yeah, and also because the napkin is textured now, you can see a bit of texture on the white paint. I still think it's really visually appealing. I think it's pretty. I still like it. And I can't wait to start the rest in the set. So we're just putting these little leaf motifs all the way down. I had to put it down for a second. Oh yeah, to shake the pen. So the paint will flow better if you keep shaking the pen and, like, you know, dotting it. I put it on foil to like press on the tip so that, like, if I put it on something absorbent, that would absorb the paint. So I thought if I press on the tip and I get a puddle, and then at least I have a puddle of paint to dip into the paint pen. So we're just mirroring that on the other side. Super easy design. And I think the egg has come out looking pretty professional. It was a little nerve-wracking too to try and get that, like, a nice line. It's like eyeliner. You put a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and all of a sudden it's ruined because it ends up really thick. So it was that kind of a situation. It was an eyeliner situation. And then I just did a dot at the top and the bottom. I don't think this is perfectly centered, but you can do your best to give the illusion that it is. And it's a hand-painted item, so all of your handmade stuff, things aren't going to be the same, but people are going to love it anyway. That's the whole point. It's not manufactured, it's not perfect. So then I'm just shaking the pen again. You couldn't see me. Oh geez, that was such like a, that was difficult, a slog. That was a slog to get through. So lucky for you, it's all sped up. Then I have these little nail art stickers. My mum actually gave me these. I would say that they're from Temu. So I've got a little bunny, and these paint pens are they're like mandala dotting tools. So one set of eggs I would like to do mandalas. So I'm using the pen tip, but on the other tip is a dotting tool. So I just use two different greens to put some grass there. And so we have a butterfly and we have a rabbit, and you take the top plastic off and then you soak them in water. So yeah, these are nail decal tattoo thingies. But I had a lot of trouble, you're going to see in a minute, with the rabbit, because when I took it out it would curl on itself. So, oh, there's a little close-up of my grass. So then I just kept dipping it back in the water so it would straighten out. I ended up putting it on my fingertip to straighten it out and soak the water out of it, and then it stayed straight and I was able to get it down. You don't need glue to put these down, they will stick by themselves, they are sticky, but I knew if it folded up on itself, you can see it's folding there, I wouldn't get it down, it would wrinkle. So there I am, I'm just soaking it again, and I tried quite a few times but I finally got there. It was pretty fiddly. But you'll see with the butterfly, I ended up, while it was still on the paper, I put it on my finger, so it was actually wrong side up, and then I could just stick my finger onto the egg. So as I said, like, this first egg is our learning curve, but I still think it turned out well. So you see now, I'll pick up the butterfly. It wouldn't come off the paper, so that was a happy accident. And then I put it onto my finger wrong side up, and then I can just stick my finger on the egg. So here is our finished egg. It's so cute. As you can see, the texture on the white paint isn't the best, but from far away it looks pretty. You can also see the wrinkling of the paper, but it gives it that, you know, handmade feel. I think it's still super cute and I love it, and I can't wait to do some more. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe.